Welcome class. I am Durgesh Kumar Pandey. Class, today I am start a chapter of class 12 in the book India since independent, and the name of new chapter is Indian politics, trends and development. Class, we know that in 1980 again Indira Gandhi was come back and Janata Party was defeated. People again choose Indira Gandhi as tolerant leader. And in the election in 1980s elections, in the election of 1980 of the Lok Sabha, Indira Gandhi was won 353 seats in the Lok Sabha and come as a dominant leader. Congress I got the majority in the Lok Sabha, and the return of Gandhiji, Indira Gandhi was proved that people want a stable government. People want a government which have a good program for poor. That is why in 1980 Indira Gandhi was come back. But class Indira Gandhi was she was a very brave leader. She is known as Iron Lady. She was ordered the Indian Army against the Khalistan movement in the Punjab, and when Indian Army was interred in the Golden Temple, due to violence, the some part of Swan Temple was damaged. That is why the sentiments of the Sikhs were hurt due to military actions which was ordered by Indira Gandhi against the extremist group of Sikh like Bhindarwala. So some parts of Golden Temple was damaged. So the Sikh was unhappy with Indira Gandhi, and they were organized a conspiracy against Indira Gandhi. And in 1984, his two bodyguards, who were the Sikhs, take the revenge of damage of temple, and the bodyguards were sued the Indira Gandhi in 1984 in their garden, in their home. And now again the post of PM was vacant. Class, at this occasion the Congress re-elect Rajiv Gandhi as the next PM, but only for only for a month. And after this, the next election will going to be organized. And in the next election, the Congress got the 415 seat. Class, in 1984, Congress got 415 seat. Actually, at this time, the sympathy of peoples were in favor of Indira Gandhi. That is why after the after the death of Indira Gandhi, the peoples give their vote to Congress. And in 1984, Congress got 415 seats. And this was the biggest win for the Congress forever. See, the Congress got at the past. So Congress got 415 seats in this election. But class, The Lok Sabha election, which was held after 5 years, the Congress in 1989 got only 197 seats. And in this election in 1989, Congress was defeated. So, if we looking the politics of 1990, we are looking the defeat of Congress party in 1989, and they got only 197 seats. Some people were saying that this is the end of Congress system, because after this 1989 no one party will be able to form the government on their own. They have a need of coalition. तो 1989 के बाद जो है कोई भी पार्टी अपने दम पे सरकार नहीं बना पाती थी. दे हैव अ नीड अ कोलिशन गवर्नमेंट. उन्हें कोलिशन गवर्नमेंट की जरूरत पड़ी क्लास. एंड अगेन 1990 के इलेक्शन कैंपेनिंग में अगेन राजीव गांधी वॉज टारगेटेड बाय द Tamil terrorist Lette, and after the murder of Rajiv Gandhi, again the Congress got the mid-term election in 1991, where the Congress was again come back and restored their position. But this coalition, this new government is a coalition government class. So the era of 1990 was starting the politics of coalition government class. So if we are looking the era of 1990, the first development we are looking the defeat of Congress system. The Congress, which was ruling from which is a single party, which is ruled more time compared to another political party. Now this party was become weak class, and Congress was make the coalition UPA, United Progressive Alliance, where the Congress and their supporters party were make a coalition UPA, United Progressive Alliance, and Congress and others were the part of this UPA. Class, जो another development was after 1989 politics is the rise of Mandal issue. Class, you know, the Janata Party government was form a commission. This commission is known as Mandal Commission, and this Mandal Commission was recommended that the key 27% seats are reserved for OBC in the government job, in the education, for their development. And when the recommendation of Mandal Commission was implemented by the new national government, when the Viswanath Pratap Singh was the Prime Minister, this issue was become very controversial class. And the new national front government, when the VP Singh is our Prime Minister, he was adopted the recommendation of Mandal Commission, and he was follow this, and report of Mandal Commission was implemented. After this, the 27% seats are reserved for scheduled caste in the government job class. The reason for the issue is the some peoples were supported the key 27% of reservation for OBC in the government jobs should be necessary, but some peoples were against this, and that is why a dispute between the supporters and opponents were acute in this era. After the politics of 1989, the second is important thing the national fund the government is 1989. And this one changed the politics after 1989 class. Next, the third change that affect the economical policy class. Third change is class, the economic policy. Third is economic policy. Third change is the new economic reform class. Government was adopted the LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. Liberalization government reduce the strict rules and regulation and make the law easy for foreign direct investment to improve the trade and business. And the next is P for privatization. The institution which were under the country's control now they work as a private organization. And globalization, and the authority of the company was work as a global organization class. Fourth, development class, demolition of Babri Masjid, Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid class. Class, the fourth development, Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid, which was demolished in December 1992. And this Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid was a very important place where Lord Ram was take the birth. So, but during the period of Aurangzeb, he was demolished this building, and is one of the minister Mir Baki made this masjid. So when Mughal emperor demolished the Babri Masjid, Mughal emperor demolished the Ayodhya Mandir. After this, the Mughals make a masjid on the wall of Mandir, and that is why this place was disputed, and a case was filed with, from 1857 to, and a very long dispute was running for this case, and ultimately now this case was solved, and the Ram Janmabhoomi was given to Hindus, and for making masjid a separate land was given to Muslim. So this issue was resolved now, class. But 1989 is the era for new issues like Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid class. And Bharatiya Janata Party, which was giving a slogan of Hindutva, take these issues among the people and got the support for as a protector of Hindus. And the next development was the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi in May 1991, when a mid-term election was held because the National Front government was unable to continue, lost the majority, due to Mandal Commission and others region. BP Singh was lost the support, and after this election was organized in 1991. So Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated in by 1991 when he was going to campaigning in the south, in Sri Lanka, in Tamil Nadu. When Rajiv Gandhi was going to campaigning in Tamil Nadu for elections, she was assassinated by a Tamil's terrorist group Litte, which was working from the Sri Lanka, and Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. That is why in this election 1991 people's favored the Congress, and also Congress won this election. After the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, next Prime Minister was become from the Congress Narasimha Rao, and now Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. Class. So these are the some developments we are looking after 1989 class in the Indian politics class. Class, we know that in the election in 1989, in the Lok Sabha election in 1989, the Congress party was defeated in this election. And the reason is there were so many charges against the Rajiv Gandhi and against the Congress for the corruption, and that is why in 1989 the Congress was defeated and they got only 197 seats. Although Congress was the largest party, but he decided to sit in the opposition. At that time, the others party like Janata Dal and with others were decided to make the government by a coalition. Congress party have no clear majority, so he decided to sit in the opposition party. The National Front government which was the sub-alliance of Janata Dal and some other regional party. This National Front government was the alliance of Janata Dal and some other regional parties, and this was got the support from BJP and Left Front. This National Front government was got the support from BJP when and Left Front, and at that time the president of Bharatiya Janata Party was Lal Krishna Advani, and Left Front was led by the Jyoti Basu. Both are supported the National Front government. These two parties are not joined the government but supported the National Front government from outside. So we are looking at these are just opposite parties in their ideology, but they supported National Front government because they want to remain. They wanted to a non-Congress government class. So this National Front government was elected their Prime Minister VP Singh. Viswanath Pratap Singh was become the Prime Minister. She was very active and honest leader. Previously he was working under the government of Rajiv Gandhi and he was doing well. He was highlighted many issues regarding corruption in the government, and that is why the National Front government was choosing him as a Prime Minister in the new government class. This period was also the period of 1990 was also the end of decline of Congress. Congress was lost the dominance. After the independence, Congress was a party which was continuing won the election for second, third election with majority. In fourth election, anyhow, Congress remained the position at the center. In the fifth general election, Indira Gandhi got the majority of the seat against establish their power, and again next election Janata Party was come in the power, but Indira Gandhi was again restored their power in 1980, and again in 1985 Rajiv Gandhi was got the victory for Congress, and again in 1989 the Congress was defeated. Now Congress was lost the dominance. Many say that Congress system was ended, and but after this Congress working a major party, they formed the alliance like United Progressive Alliance, and after 1989 politics till 2014 a coalition government was made, and this was the first coalition government, National Front, which was made for a country, and Prime Minister Viswanath Pratap Singh, and they got the support for BJP and Left Front. And from 1989, trends of coalition government was start. After National Front government, the next government was of the Congress, United Progressive Alliance, and this was also a coalition. After this 1998 and 1996, the Bharatiya Janata Party was made NDA, National Democratic Alliance, and 1996 NDA was made the coalition National Democratic Alliance. This was the alliance of Bharatiya Janata Party, in which many other parties like Akali Dal, Shiv Sena was a part of this coalition government. So From 1989 to 2014, the trend of coalition government was start.